Just like any other city in the world, there are parts of Paris that aren't romantic and which don't have trendy street-side cafes frequented by well-groomed people. These are the areas where you won't find many tourists. Here there's little to see and even less to do.
In our society, youths are really left to do their own thing. There are playgrounds for some, and then others go to clubs, where you need to enroll to do a particular sport. But for the rest, who either don't have the means or just don't feel like it, they're just left to hang around in the streets doing nothing.
It was this apathy that led Parisian Sebastien Foucan to help create an urban sport like no other, parkour. The art of movement, or free running as it's become known, is a hybrid of several sports. Part acrobatics, part gymnastics and part climbing, parkour is about getting from A to B without safety nets or harnesses, no matter what lies in your path.
Parkour is a way of moving and of seeing what's around you in a different way. It can be done in both an urban and a rural environment, so it's not just about the streets as you might think. That's what it's about basically, moving forward, getting around or over obstacles in a fluid and stylish way.
Such was the impact that parkour had in the early part of the century that Sebastien soon began to attract the attention of MTV, advertisers and documentary filmmakers. In 2001, the lives of the parkouristes from Paris were made into a film by French director Luc Besson called Yamakasi. As a result of the exploits of Sebastien and his cohorts, more and more people found themselves being drawn to this sport.
I'm waiting for you. I found a great spot for parkour. Will you call Kazuma and get here as quickly as you can?
Parkour remains a sport ideally practiced in groups, and as a result, numerous gangs have evolved. Foucan's Yamakasi, which inspired Besson's film, was the original parkour group, but has since disbanded. Back in 2002, when we met him, Foucan was leading the Taori group along with friends Stéphane Vigroux and Kazuma Rognoni. These guys made parkour look effortless. However, we should point out that parkour is nonetheless a dangerous activity and shouldn't be practiced without proper training. Described by some enthusiasts as an art form and even a philosophy, scaling walls, roof running and leaping from building to building are certainly not pursuits for the faint-hearted.
When you jump, you get the impression time stopped. Doing a big jump brings a feeling of lightness, of control over yourself. You feel that you are piloting your own body. You can do what you want with it.
But even for the parkouriste, it takes some getting used to.
At the beginning, I was scared. I felt incapable of doing what I'd seen. Because when I started, I'd seen video footage, and it seemed inconceivable to me. Like I never thought I'd be able to do this. At the start, I was really scared. It was out of the ordinary. But with willpower, little by little, bit by bit, I've now got to the stage where I can do quite a few things.
Newcomers to the sport are advised to start slowly. The Taori group used to run training sessions at their local gym. Parkour has many qualities associated with Eastern philosophy: discipline, self-improvement, interdependence and respect. Working as a team helps to develop these qualities, and the sport itself is accessible to anyone.
You can do parkour at any time. All you need is a pair of trainers and off you go. so it's very free. You don't need anything complicated to do it. It also gives you a sense of escape because you're playing a game really, whether indoors or out. When you're doing this sport, you feel as though you're in harmony with the elements, and you feel that you're being yourself.
Foucan and his group have taken parkour all over Europe and across the Atlantic to the United States. Sebastien has even appeared in a James Bond film and a Madonna video. But it's in Paris where Foucan and co feel most at home. They were all born and raised in the suburbs and find the capital an ideal city in which to practice their sport. The sights of Paris may be well known to most, but if you're a parkouriste, they take on a completely different meaning.
My way of looking at things has changed a bit since I took up parkour. In the past, I used to see a bench, a dustbin, and now I see a jump, an obstacle, something to get past or over. So yeah, my way of looking at the world has changed forever. For the rest of my life, I'll see things that perhaps my parents won't see, or that people who don't do parkour won't see. You can see things everywhere, when you're walking, high up above. It's a constant search.
However, some authorities still regard parkouristes as troublemakers and trespassers.
I hope that parkour will be recognised as a sport in its own right, and that we'll find people who have a bit more vision and are less bureaucratic, and who'll come and really show interest. People who have both power and the means, and who are interested, who'll come and knock at our door, and will really work with us. I also hope that the sport will get to be recognised around the world.
Today, parkour is recognised as an official sport and has its own world championships. With more TV and film roles, Foucan's life has changed immeasurably since we met him. But what hasn't changed is his love of free running, a discipline he was instrumental in defining and to which the 36-year-old remains devoted.